Hey, okay, so yesterday it was announced that Ridley Scott had finished writing the script for Gladiator 2. Um, why? Now, if you haven't followed the channel for very long, Gladiator is one of my all-time favorite films. Yeah, I have other favorite films besides Newsies. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not just a one movie person. I love Gladiator. I lost count how many times I saw it in the theater. And yeah, all those people that saw Titanic in the theater. I I was like that with Gladiator. And in fact, I did a video last year when it was the 20th anniversary for Gladiator. Yeah, it's there, and I think it's in the Bunhead Ramblings playlist. And but so I mean, I love this movie. I love it so much that I warped the DVD, and I was without I was going through withdrawals. I didn't have it for like 4 years, and, but I have it again. I'm I absolutely adore this movie, and, so now I'm gonna try and go through this without giving any spoilers because 'cause I'm sure that there are people who have never seen the movie, and, I do. I try really hard not to spoil movies and everything, so bear with me on this. I get really excited about the movies that I watch, and so with Gladiator 2, the thing it how is that possible? Um, uh, the whole point of watching I mean, everything was closed up perfectly. I I'm sorry. I know that a lot of Boondock Saints fans liked the second one. I didn't. It dragged on for way too long. I love the first one. I absolutely love the first one. And and like, oh my gosh. And okay, that's for another video. I almost started telling them, but before I go completely off the rails. But the whole thing is that with Boondock Saints, like I don't understand how the movie's done and you proceed to like bring back characters that don't need to be brought back. Like in Boondock Saints too. See, we know what happened to Rocco. And they did like this dream sequence, this weird like LSD dream sequence in the second one. I'm like, and I felt like see because Boondock Saints is supposed to be serious. Gangster films are not supposed to be funny, and that's what put me off so much about the second one. It's like they had all this comedic stuff going on, and you can have like a few funny bits to it. I mean, James Cagney, he has some funny parts to it. Like there's one of his films, I can't think of it off it might be G-Men, and sometimes they all blend in there. But because there's one where he's talking to a bunch of kids, and he's joking around with these kids. Actually, I think that one is because that's also one that he works that he's with Humphrey Bogart. So yeah, I mean, they're joking around with kids. There's the joking aspect. I don't think that's G-Man, but anyway, so yeah, there's like the joking aspect. There was that in Boondock Saints, and so, but I mean, like with Boondock Saints too, it just wouldn't stop. It was like, and considering that they brought back Rocco, I enjoyed Rocco and everything, but I loved that character. And so when what happened to him, it was sad. But you know that's gonna happen. It's a gangster movie. And come on, guys. I mean, that's why I don't understand the fans of Titanic, where it's like when you know that there's a movie titled Titanic, you got to know that people are going to die. You know the ending. And yet all of them are like, why isn't there a happy ending? How come he had to? I don't get it. Anyway, yeah, I went into a movie titled Gladiator. Why wasn't there a Bob Fosse number? What the hell? I don't understand. Russell Crowe, you make me upset. Anyway, so oh, now I really am upset. I want to see that. But that's the point, is that there's these just like with Land Before Time. I talked about, I think I talked about this as another one. Land Before Time. It ended. It was done. They did what they needed to do. So why did we get all those all those sequels and sing-alongs? Stop. It's over. Well, so like with Gladiator, why? Oh my gosh. Like, it's the same thing. This isn't like with Marvel. You can't do that. I feel like now everybody thinks, well, Marvel and Star Wars are doing it, so we can do the same thing. No, it's not like that. You can't, you, these are not Marvel characters. You cannot respawn them. They haven't been injected with things. They can't, no. Okay. And you know, and I looked up, I guess that this sequel is going to happen. What little I could find on it, I guess it happens like 20 years after the fact. I don't care if it happens 20 years or a century after. Don't do it. um what this is going to be the most, before I get ahead of myself, you know, I've talked about it a few times on this channel where you know, like when I was on the mailing list, and we would always joke about our fan fiction being used in movies and that sort of thing, or just being published in general. And it seems like now that's all they're doing. You know? I mean, 50 Shades of Grey, that was just fan fiction. How many others is just fan fiction? I mean, you watch this stuff and it's just fan fiction. Marvel is excluded because because of what it is. But just oh my gosh. Ugh, I have an eyelash that's wanting to curl into my eye. It feels like a shard of glass. Ugh, don't you hate that? Little off. It's been bothering me all day. It's like it goes away, then it comes back. It's like, thanks. I know I'm not the only one that has to deal with that. Anyway, a little rebellious eyelash. It's like right at the edge. But so now these big shot writers like Ridley Scott and these others, now they're just resorting to fan fiction. And the reason I say that is because Gladiator was fantastic. I loved his version of Robin Hood. I've seen so many versions of Robin Hood. I don't know why people bash Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. I grew up on it. Yeah, it's a nostalgia thing and everything. But there was somebody that they have a channel that's everything that's wrong with this movie. And I commented on it and said, yeah, it's nostalgia for me, but and but then I watched it not too long ago and I realized, there really isn't anything wrong with this movie. Quite honestly, there isn't. And and there are some TV movies of Robin Hood that are just ridiculous. And so yeah, s- but yeah, I liked Ridley Scott's version of Robin Hood. It was I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it was a different take on it. I think that was and that's the whole thing about Ridley Scott is he looks at things differently. But then we have this Gladiator 2 and it's like, dude, don't do this. And like I said with the whole fan fiction aspect is okay. People watch Gladiator for Maximus. His story. That is his story. Okay? And we saw what happened to him, just like with the Boondock Saints. Okay? And we saw what happened. And we didn't just watch it for those brothers. They had this funny man. And that was the other thing. I have nothing against the guy that was in the second one that was supposed to be their comedic sidekick. He just fell flat for me. And yeah, they didn't have Rocco. Rocco made the team. And so and that's the problem is it just they brought back anyway, so with Gladiator 2, what's the point? They can't follow the son of Maximus because he's dead. At the beginning of the movie, the son and wife were murdered. That's not really a spoiler. You're going to see that at the beginning. I mean, once Commodus takes over, that's what he does. I'm not spoiling anything. And then there's Commodus has a sister, and there's a lot of Roman names that I'm not remembering here off the top of my head. And so let's do this. I should have put this up at the beginning. And as my computer decides to run slow right now. So let's see. Gladiator. No, I don't want that one. Yes. So let's see. Okay, so Lucilla, that's his sister. She has a son. What was the son's name? I don't remember. Oh, it was Lucius. That's right, it was Lucius. So then you have Lucius. Are you going to follow him? Because if the movie is set 20 years after, um, I mean, I'm sure the Internet Movie Database is trying to figure as much, because Internet Movie Database isn't always right. Seriously though, who are you going to follow? Because everyone watches it for Maximus. And okay, but you can't follow the son. But then there's Lucius, who is Lucilla's son. The only other thing, like this is the most okay, this is what middle schoolers do, and I'm not bashing middle schoolers. No, actually, there have been a lot of fanfic, because I can't just say middle schoolers, but because I wrote a couple fan fiction like this in my 20s. So so it's not fair to say middle school. Okay, so in the movie, it indicated that Maximus and Lucilla were involved at one point, like long ago, and and they talked about that at the beginning of the movie. So are they going, is he going to try and say that Lucius is the bastard son of Maximus, and so now that doesn't work. You can't do that, because yeah, see that there's, I can see that happening for Gladiator 2. But see, I can tell you why that is just downright stupid. Okay, in Zorro with Antonio Banderas, okay, uh Anthony Hopkins was the original Zorro, at the beginning of the movie. He's supposed to be training and he picks Antonio Banderas. So and everything. So he was alive and training Antonio to be so he handpicks Antonio to be the new Zorro. This one, there's no training. Lucius just watched um in in the Colosseum. Yeah, he just watched this guy, and he knew who his dad was. So what's Lucilla gonna do? Suddenly say, "Oh yeah, that guy that you saw was actually your dad." She's gonna turn around and pull that card. I was just kidding. That guy is, geez. What do they say? Uno reverse card or whatever it is. It Nope, don't like that. I ju There's nowhere you can go with this. Like, it people watch Gladiator for Maximus. Like, it's kinda, like the 3rd Mummy. Look, we all like Jet Li and everything. Nothing against the woman who stepped in for, uh, uh, Rachel Weisz, because from what I understand, she was pregnant at the time. She also read the script and she wasn't, uh, too keen on it and everything, but yeah, I think the big thing was that she was pregnant. She wanted to take a break. I don't blame her on that, but yeah, I mean, it was like there were just a lot of flaws in the 3rd one. They should've just stuck with 2 and everything, and, so I just see that I'm gonna close up on this. There's a scene in Gladiator, or Gratius, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, played by Derek Jacobi. He's really, really annoyed because Commodus, played by, Joaquin Phoenix, brings back the games, and, his father had banned the games, and Commodus brings them back, and yeah, so these games, the Gladiator games and all of this stuff, and, all of a sudden, Commodus has brought them back, and Gratius is walking around the Colosseum and talking to somebody, and he says, "This is this is stupid. This is ridiculous. Why would he, this is going to be the downfall of Rome." Well, I have to say the same thing about Gladiator 2. This is stupid and ridiculous. Where is this going to go? It can't follow Lucius because all he did was he stood behind his uncle and watched this guy watch the Gladiator. And Maximus's son was it can't follow anyone connected to Gladiator. I mean, this is I'm upset. Why do you tarnish these masterpieces? Just like I said with Boondock Saints, there was no point. I'm sorry. It just if you like the second one, fine, but I thought that it dragged forever. That acid trip moment with with Rocco. Why do they bring back the dead characters? It's not obviously the movie was done. And Land Before Time, same thing. You're slapping on all these okay. I I'm frustrated. It's not gonna work. It's gonna flop.